Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Saturday morning, so you know it's time for another live edition of the Extra Point. We got Hit Squad in the house. We got Michigan Mike still celebrating with the confetti falling down behind
Of
him.
course.
Good morning to you. And we have coming to you live from the Dominican Republic, the Republic of Dominica, Miss Tasha T. Sizzle, a.k.a. Pop Locks and Drop It. Looking good over there, T. Sizzle. Looking good. Well, now, before we get started, Tasha, whatever happened to Harlem Heat? What happened with that? People was wanting to know where'd they go?
You said Harlem Heat. They went back to their city, which is the city of Monteano, which is about 5-6 minutes from here.
Oh, okay.
They're good Haitian guys out here, actually have real jobs, but they just do hair on the side.
No, in our community, doing hair is a real job.
Mm-hmm.
There is no.
I mean, this is not their only hustle. They do hair as well as work. They're like what I say. They trilingual and they single, and they got multiple jobs.
Parlez-vous français is what she said, I believe. All right.
Como se va a café.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't know how to say that, but I do know how to say good morning to our friend of the show, Miss Melanie Taylor, checking in with the hearts. Now, who's left out? You only sent 2 hearts, Melanie. Who don't get no heart today? I guess we'll find out as the show progresses. It might be me once I go on my Titans rant today. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now 24 hours away from Championship Sunday. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is a Championship Sunday that I know my hit squad can sink their teeth into. For one, we got Alex Haley right here with the Root shirt on. So her 49ers are 1 win away from exercising the demons and getting back to the Super Bowl. And we got Michigan Mike here, who loves physicality and loves defense, so he should love the doubleheader coming up on Sunday. I will get into that in just a minute. Oh, it's all love. She even gave us a couple of extra ones, right? Extra much look, Mike.
Mike threw his up like he just had a stroke on air.
Right, I thought he was throwing up gang signs. I'm like, Mike, what's going on with that blue? You flagged up, all right. Now, we're going to get into Championship Sunday in just a minute, but first, we got some business to tend to coming out of Ann Arbor. Well, the reigning national champion, undefeated Michigan Wolverines will begin their title defense this fall without the services of their captain, their leader, the face of the franchise, Jim Harbaugh. Now, earlier this week, Jim Harbaugh accepted a job to become the Los Angeles Chargers' new head coach. And just yesterday, less than 24 hours ago, Michigan named offensive coordinator Jerome Moore as the new head coach. Let's start right here with you. Michigan Mike, it's in your name, so we got to come to you first. On a scale of 1 to 10, how surprised were you to see Harbaugh actually leave the program?
Surprised. I have to keep it real. I'm gonna say 5 because we went back and forth. We're like, I could see it, but on the flip side, like it doesn't seem like he wants to deal with the NFL, some type of not drama, but like inconsistencies. But on the flip side, the NCAA hates you, so it's like, I don't know. So I'm gonna say 5. I wasn't surprised, but I was a little bit surprised.
Tasha T. Sizzle, Melanie asking, y'all okay? Mike, you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I like Sharon.
Now, Mike, now this is a place where when you're in the booth, you got to tell the truth. Now, Harbaugh was your guy. Are you don't have even a tinge of missing you driving down the road on the motorcycle and the flip over?
No, like, more proved himself. Like during those games, like he won. I mean, it's the team that you build, and I think Harbaugh was grooming more to carry that. I think he knew all along, like this is gonna be my last season, so let's get these coaches ready. And I think he just built it in place. Those who stay will be champions.
So unlike Coach K, who made his last hurrah all about him and it derailed his Duke Blue Devils that year, Harbaugh probably knew he was leaving, but he still made it about the team. Right. If that's the case, I can definitely respect that. Tasha, are you okay? Go ahead, chime in.
But let's go back to Coach K. Coach K was not rivaled with accusations and a lot of allegations of certain things. And he was considered more beloved than Jim Harbaugh. So I can understand why it was kind of more about him. And he knew the right was on the wall with Duke, with this NIL. The recruiting is not the same. So he had to make it all about him. I'm not going to say that I'm happy Harbaugh is gone, because it is kind of like a gut punch, because I think you ducking and dodging. You ducking and dodging because like I said, he did that shit. Like, we know he did it. We know he's guilty. And it's like you ducking and dodging. But I do appreciate the fact that he left. So maybe the sanctions or anything, if they do levy anything against Michigan, it won't be a hard blow. So I take that as him, like you said, putting his university, because he was the quarterback.
Right. He's a Michigan man. Let's
putting
get that real.
In front of his own things. Who's to say he probably really wanted to stay? We will never know that. But, I think he kind of did that to kind of spare his university.
We want to say good morning to AP Culture checking in.
He could pull like Paul was talking about how like him saying I can finally sit at the big kid table, kind of like that comment that
made me sit up when he said that after the championship game. Yeah.
He might want to go back to the NFL just to prove to his brother, like, hey, I can get a Super Bowl too.
Right. he was close so many times. It was a Colin Kaepernick interception in the end zone for Michael Crabtree busted play away from having a Super Bowl.
And really a Beyonce blackout from turning that Super Bowl into something a lot more special than what it was. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the reason why this show runs like a well-oiled machine, and I've said this many times, but I want to just relay this again. They have no clue what's on this sheet that I have written down right here. They're trusting me to give them the questions, and they give the answers. And they always, on cue, lead me into the next question. I love it, because that's just how we get down. Now, my next question here that you all have already started to broach on was, and feel free, either one of you all, to jump in. Does Harbaugh's exit – no, let me back up. Oh, yeah, no. Does Harbaugh's exit put us back in the good graces of the NCAA? Or do you think this could be a Pete Carroll type situation where in the early 2000s, after their magical run with Reggie Bush, he goes off to coach Seattle. They still get hit with sanctions. They lose scholarships, and then they go in the tank for 10 years. Do you think that the NCAA will back up off of us now that Harbaugh's gone, Tasha?
I'm not going to necessarily say back up off us. It was so many other things with USC as well, because you did have Reggie Bush receiving certain things. You did have other players, but Reggie Bush basically it was the fall guy for all of that. And Pete Carroll just said,
and he was not the only one, correct?
Right. I'm dipping on this. I don't necessarily think that we had players that were involved in anything of that nature, even though they tried to pin things on Blake Corum when it came to Connor Porn Star Stallions. But none of that stuff stuck. Right. They didn't really necessarily find anything. He kind of, quote unquote, had a paper trail. So, I really think the NCAA was after Harbaugh more than the school, because we ain't did nothing to nobody. We've just been sitting there in the rails. We've been taking our licks. We've been getting beat by the FIs for the last 7 years. We wasn't bothering nobody. We wasn't performing well in bowl games, so why would they want to keep messing with us?
Now, Mike, to Tasha's point, the level 1 infraction that the NCAA basically levied a few weeks ago, which Michigan has yet to formally respond to, they have 90 days to do so, was because they alleged that Harbaugh lied to them on the initial investigation from earlier in the season when they tried to give him the 4-game suspension. With Harbaugh gone now, do you think, and you've been outspoken about your disdain for how the NCAA handles these situations, do you think that now that chapter is closed and Michigan can just move forward with a clean slate with Sharon Moore?
I think they will, just because it's a little different than the USC debacle. The reason why is because Harbaugh left is kind of like a mic drop. Like, okay, if you're going to come after Michigan, hey, and here's also a piece of pie, Michigan, as I leave, go ahead and check into these other schools too. Because if you want to come after us and these other schools, we have evidence that they're doing the same thing. And so it's kind of like a domino effect. So NCAA, it's all on them. If they come after Michigan, though, they're going to have to go after Ohio State, which I know they don't want to do because they're a heavy favorite for the national title this next year. I think this is kind of like, hey, I'm going to go ahead and leave. Just saying, if you come after my boys Michigan, then you're going to have to deal with some other stuff.
There's a huge Michigan fan in my job that actually was not there the week after the championship, and we chopped it up on Thursday, and he brought up an interesting point. He said from the Big Ten 3-game suspension, it could have been negotiated that, hey, Michigan, we won't come after y'all. Harbaugh, just go to the NFL. And Harbaugh was like, all right, cool. Just leave my school alone. I'm going to go to the NFL. And then once he won the championship, it's like I'm etched in history, bro. Like, you can't erase my name from the record books. I went undefeated. I beat Alabama. I
20 players in the NFL. Like, come on.
Right. So yeah, that's cool. Now let's go to Sharon Moore. He received a 5-year deal, $500,000 contract, has plenty of incentives. I think it's $500K for winning the Big Ten, $1 million for winning the national championship. He has a $5 million buyout in year one, decreases by $1 million each year. Now, for the 5-year deal, I get that. You cannot go on a recruiting trail as a first-year head coach with a 1-year coaching deal. Like, recruits are gonna be like, what? Like, you only gonna be there a year. So
like, y'all don't trust him? If y'all don't trust him, how we gonna trust him?
I get the 5 years. Here's my question. What should Michigan fans reasonably expect out of Michigan this year, Tasha?
I mean, I don't expect us to win a national championship again because we are basically I mean,
that hurts for you to say that.
I mean, by us winning this championship, the players did what they wanted to do. Like, they went by the slogan, those who stay will be champions. So we're losing a lot of key pieces. Now, I mean, I wasn't the biggest fan of JJ. I didn't think he was the quarterback to be all the end all. I think the guy we have coming in next could be better. It just depends on the coaching. We're losing our top wide receiver.
Yeah, no, that's true. Roman Wilson is leaving.
Oh, he's leaving too? Okay. And we're losing Blake Corum, but we're keeping a lot of that core defense.
Yes.
Which is, kind of our bread and butter now. But I don't expect us to be flailing in the wind either. I just don't expect us to win another championship with the coaching change and with a lot of the pieces, because Michigan hasn't established themselves like the Bama of old, lose one, gain one, where if somebody leaves, you put in somebody, because what's his name that won the Heisman, and then Derrick Henry came right back, right behind him.
Right, that was Mark Ingram, and then Derrick Henry behind him, and then and then receivers they've really done that at Alabama.
Right, and so we're not too. I mean, even look at the Alabama quarterbacks. You had Jalen Hurts, you benched and put Tua in. They still work. Then you get Bryce Young, another Heisman Trophy win. But we're not to that level yet. And I think,
but we're gonna get there, Dad.
Yeah,
we're gonna roll with it.
I think if Sharon gets out here and he does a very good job, which I personally think he's capable of, is he keeping like all the coaches, like Mike Hart is going to stay, and all those other? Is anyone else leaving? Do we know?
Mike, have you heard anything about anybody else leaving?
The defensive coordinator is probably going to go to the Chargers as well. What is it? The NFL coach?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. I mean, but we're not losing the core coaching staff, and I think the guys as of now, no one is jumping to the portal. We haven't heard anything. Right. I think the guys believe in Coach Moore. That sounds funny because we know a coach more than one word for damn back in the day. But shout out to Coach Moore. I mean, I say that because, like Stiana says, it ain't no reason in hell April Cunningham shouldn't have been at a D1 program. It's all about the coaching, but I digress. I think the guys like him, and I think Michigan is actually showing that they're going to give this man a chance, who happens to be the first black head coach in football in Michigan in 144 years. This close to Black History Month. I'm the Clift. But I think, of course, we're not going to be as successful as this past season, but I think they're giving him an opportunity to build the Michigan program, and I'm excited about what I think can happen.
Mike, chime in there. What are your expectations for the Wolverines this year?
I think playoffs. I think with 12 teams, at least finishing top 4 in the Big 10 conference or the Big 20 conference, whatever you want to call them.
Big 87.
I think we can definitely get to the top 4 of the conference. I wouldn't be surprised if this Michigan team does turn out and become something, just because one of our strengths this season was our bench. Like they talked about, we brought 90 players on the plane and played 89 of them.
Yeah.
They were very interchangeable. Yes, Harbaugh did great and understood NFL and was like, hey, go get your touches during the main time. As you saw, Corum was in there mostly during goal line. Let's be real. Like he was during their crucial moments.
I mean,
but
and then we had Edwards, who was the one that was basically breaking and making the big plays.
Right. So that's what I think those key factors are playing in. Yes, I'm scared about the O-line. The O-line is gone. The D-line is coming back. We have a lot of defensive players, but that O-line needs to be fixed. And I don't know who our quarterback is. I mean, I guess it's Orgy, but I haven't really seen him pass. So I don't know.
I mean, the time that he did get in, he wasn't flailing. He wasn't looking like old JoJo out there throwing it lopsided. He seemed to be
my God. The JoJo era. Good morning, Nicholas Sawyer's checking in. Good morning, Mr. Glenn checking in.
Orgy looks better than JoJo.
Tasha would have better stats than JoJo. We're running
it ain't finna be no JoJo slander. We are a week and a half away from Black History Month. Ain't no slander for JoJo.
He's black and he's history. Thank God.
He's the 5th quarterback ranked on the board. The 5th.
Look. That doesn't mean that you know how the NFL does. Hell, who's that went number 1 from Oakland? I mean, went to Oakland.
Jamarcus Russell.
Jamarcus Russell.
Yeah.
Jamarcus Russell without the lean. Okay, wish him well. But you saw UT went backwards too when he went on a campus. Like he gonna tap your transmission. Old JoJo. Let me digress on that. Now, Mike, I'm gonna push back on you on the O-line because Sharon Moore is the O-line coach and he's there. He's gonna coach those boys up. He was just on the road the day before he was hired, recruiting a 5-star for 2025. If you're an offensive lineman and you have a somewhat competent high school coaching staff, they're going to seek out more because they know they're going to get you ready to go pro. So running game, we're going to be there. My biggest question, along with you and Mike, is at quarterback. What is Alex Orji? We only saw him pass the ball, but they do say he has a cannon arm. I would like to see an open competition. I would like to see us go in the portal and bring in
that 4-star.
Like Ohio State did. Go ahead, Mike.
They do have that 4-star. I mean, he's supposed to be like the next, well, not the JJ, but like the next JJ. I don't know if they put him in this early, but he's supposed to be pretty good. And he graduated early so that he could be working out with the team already.
Look, I'm going to tell y'all just like this. And I want y'all to bookmark this because it may either be a freezing cold take or I'm going to look like a genius. But I'll make this prediction right now. The University of Michigan will be the second coming of the U in the 80s when they won 3 titles in 10 years with 3 different coaches. We're going to do that. From 2024 to 2034, we're going to win 3 titles with 3 different coaches because the culture is the culture. The standard is the standard. We're in Ohio State's head. And this transition came at a perfect time to Mike's point earlier. It's a 12-team playoff now. Hell, we was hovering around 12 back then when Brady Hoke was the coach. And we had minimal talent. We were still hovering around 15-ish. You know, we wasn't.
I mean, you think about it. On that Brady Hope team, we only the main star who's on the Michigan staff now. We only had 1 star. Did y'all know?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's Shoelace. That's all we
and
had.
We won the Sugar Bowl with only field goals.
Sugar Bowl with Shoelace.
Stop it, Mike. Don't do that to Denard. Don't do that this morning. I will come out there and fight you.
And it definitely ain't gonna never be no Shoelace slander. I don't care what happened.
You got to turn in that jersey, bruh. I'm gonna need that jersey because you just slandered my boy Shoelace, the greatest college player of all time in Michigan.
Right. He was the first on the EA college game. What you call it?
Yeah, the college football game. Good morning, Stephanie. I love that profile picture, by the way. You look so happy and beautiful on that. Now, let's go to the Chargers side of things with Harbaugh. What are your expectations for the Chargers with Harbaugh in year 1? Playoffs, division title,
I know
or is he
Mike
buried behind
because you know he loves Justin Herbert. Now, I'm not Harbaugh may not
look
be
at Mike's face.
He may not be the quarterback whisperer, but he talking in somebody's ear to get them quarterbacks to play like they play.
Yeah.
Hey, he turned Colin Kaepernick into some count, and that man with no count.
That's a lie. It definitely ain't gonna be no Cap slander. He had sense enough to know Cap was better than Alex Smith and benched Alex Smith and put him in. And look where he got him.
Colin Kaepernick was a running back who could throw option passes. He was the wing TOG.
Well, ask Green Bay when he went up there without the sleeves and see what he did to them with passing.
Oh, when he was kissing the biceps,
and it was all passing.
Mike, I remember that game. He ran for 333 yards. He was 2 for 15 passing. Let me digress. All right.
We can also ask the Carolina Panthers when he went in there and made Cam Newton look real bad when he did that and flexed the Superman on him.
There was some count. But just like San Francisco always is, the quarterback is the Achilles heel. It's going to be so this, and later on we're going to get into that into the show. Mike, now you have been bullish on Herbert. Are you excited for Herbert that he gets a quarterback whisperer in Harbaugh?
I got to tell
yes,
you.
right here,
Yeah.
Jarrell.
Yeah.
Let me put that up here for Mike.
Yeah, exactly. No more excuses for Herbert. I jumped off the train as y'all know last season. On the last couple of seasons, I think 2 years ago was my last season with him.
Well, you should have told me before I drafted him on my fantasy team, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, if he was out there this upcoming fantasy, I'm probably gonna pick him up. I'm not gonna lie. I do think that Harbaugh does have he's like the bad quarterback whisperer. He's just like. Yeah. Or he just develops quarterbacks. I'm not even going to say bad quarterbacks. He knows how to talk to quarterbacks and make them play good or better or make better decisions, I guess is a better word.
He knows how to build them up. Like he does JJ with the beating on the shoulder pads and the always having his back and speaking them up.
And they're only as good as their defense, too. When you got Joey Bosa, who they paid all that thing. Oh, and I don't like them Bosa boys, but I'm glad we got the better one.
But Harbaugh said he wants to make the Chargers the Michigan West, so I wouldn't be surprised if they go after Sanders still, and
Joey's got
good morning, Miss Hastings. Now, this is what should scare AFC fans of AFC teams. If that's true, and Harbaugh does what he did in San Francisco, that means that Herbert is not going to be asked to carry the load. He's going to go out and get a Derrick Henry to pair with Austin Eckler. He's going to run the ball. He's going to do game control. He's going to fix that defense with Mentor, who already has NFL experience. They're going to unleash Bosa. One thing about Harbaugh defense is that his edge rushers are going to get after your ass.
Yes.
Like that, we saw that. Jabo, Hutchinson, Grant. You just keep naming all of the ones, even back to Rashad Gary when he first came on with the Michigan Wolverines. Those D tackles are eating in the league right now. Mm-hmm. And so if he can unleash Bosa, he can get the most out of Derwin James, who's an all-pro caliber talent. He have a decent offensive line. The Chargers, it's a sunny day in LA.
I'm still going for the Raiders.
Huh? Oh, with that being the case, Tasha, are we going to get a weekly ABOB from you on Michigan game days? Let's digress. All right. In other coaching news, Mike, look at Mike's face. In other coaching news, how surprised are you two that of all the hirings that we saw in the NFL in the last week and a half, that Bill Belichick's name was not one of them? Mike, you first. How surprised are you that Bill Belichick is without a job?
I'm not surprised. I mean, we've been talking about last 2 or 3 years about how it's a new coaching realm. Like it's different. Like even I know it started in college, but whatever happens in college ends up in the NFL as well. And I think things are changing in the NFL. You got this dude that used to be a water boy that's one of the head coach for Miami Dolphins and actually did something with them. Like it's just different.
Right.
And I think Belichick proved that he wasn't able to transition without a star, and he wasn't able to develop in the right ways. And I think that's the new way of the game. Hey, if you can't be the best head coach, then you got to be a decent coach that is a good manager of all these other good coaches.
Right.
And he doesn't know how to do that.
Right. A CEO, if you will.
Right.
Tasha, is this it for him? Do you think that the game has passed him by? Do you think he'll get another shot next year?
I don't necessarily think it's his coaching style. I think what it is he demands too much control. And you have, because remember, we put in the group and we said something about the Falcons, and I said, no, that's Belichick's job. But then you see,
I thought it was too, to your
But
point.
look at his owner. Arthur Blank is not old. He's not as bad as old Gerald Jones, but they are owners who want to have more control. Whereas Belichick is one of those coaches where I need to be in charge of everything.
Right.
And I felt like you had a team that was desperate enough, they would have hired Belichick. But if he takes a season or two off, I think he's done, because no one's going to come back and get him after he's been gone. Because if you look at the decisions he's made, look at what he did to that team these last 2 or 3 years. And everyone wants to go back and say, oh, yeah, Brady won this thing. But who do you think actually developed Brady? I'm not going to take all of that away from Belichick and his greatness. But when you have a coach who demands so much control, these owners are not going to give up that control. And I think that's the main reason he didn't get a job, because, when he goes in for those interviews, you never know what he's saying. And that even kind of goes back to Eric Bieniemy. Every year, Eric Bieniemy's name is put out there, interviews, whatever, with this stupid ass Rooney Rule. He never gets a job. So I'm inclined to think maybe Belichick kind of did an Eric Bieniemy. He probably said something in the interview that they didn't like, and they didn't get it.
Tasha and Mike, I'm about to come to you right after this. But Tasha, I am so relieved that we are not talking about Eric Bieniemy and that damn Rooney Rule this year. I am so relieved about that. We're not white people, as you can look on the screen and see. If we were in a position to hire someone and you have a black candidate that botches the interview, you ain't gonna hire him. So Raheem Moore's got the job over Belichick. He black.
And the thing is, I think they hired, it's 3 blacks and 1 that is of Hispanic descent, which is 4 minorities. And I really don't think that had anything to do with the Rooney Rule.
That's what I'm saying. Now, I'm so relieved that we're moving away from, oh, he got that because of the Rooney Rule. Oh, he didn't get that because he's black. That we're moving into a position now to where people are trying to win. And to Mike's point earlier, the old regime, think about it. Pete Carroll didn't get a sniff from nobody. Damian Coach checking in. He said his name is Eric B. Rooney now. Bury all of that. Bury Eric and the Rooney Rule. He can't even get the Chargers job. The Commander's job is still open. And they ain't talking to no damn Eric Bieniemy. I am very, very happy that the NFL is moving past that to where that dominated the talk. I'm okay with, look, just help me win. You help me win, I don't give a damn what color you are. You get me to the Super Bowl, your ass could be purple, light skin, dark skin, Hispanic. And shouts out to the Carolina Panthers hiring a Hispanic coach. Mike, you in the building. We're going to get you some Panthers.
I applied, but I didn't get past the first round. So.
That's because we waited for you to be the DC in Michigan. We waiting on you to be the DC, and the second you get that job, Mike, you calling up a favor and get me and Tasha in the booth to call the radio broadcast, because they can't let us on TV because she's gonna be eating and shit.
I'm gonna be like, Tasha needs at least a 5-second delay on this.
Yes, we're gonna need a dump button. Well, y'all heard it. Mike will be the defensive coordinator in Michigan before he calls home to the Lord, and he's gonna get us in there. The Rooney Rule, when that time when Jerry Jones interviewed the black gentleman, you know what? Yeah. We're not doing this to the Cowboys today.
Oh, we are. We are.
No, we're gonna say that for next week because ain't no games. Because I need to really sink my teeth into what the Cowboys are doing. And yes,
no, that Cowboy stuff is hot. We got to get to that, dog. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry.
Look, every week y'all want to get to the Cowboys. Remind me not to skip that then. All right. And other coaching news. One of the Bill Belichick disciples, Mike Vrabel, without a job. Now, everybody in Nashville, Tennessee kept telling us that all y'all has made a mistake getting rid of Vrabel. He'll have a job in 5 minutes. Well, the clock has been ticking.
And that glass slipper ain't fitting.
Oh, you better rhyme that. Okay, you heard that. The clock is ticking. Mike, are you surprised that the Titans found a new coach before Vrabel found a new job?
No, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised.
I thought you was a Vrabel guy. You wasn't?
I do like Vrabel. I just don't think that's the right spot for him. And I think it was a learning lesson for him. Yeah, man, I do like him as a coach, but maybe not a head coach. I don't know. You got to do some more growth there.
Woo! The man made an AFC Championship game, one Coach of the Year in 2021, and Mike says, "Beat it, Buster." Tasha, are you surprised that Vrabel is on the outside looking in with his buddy Bill Belichick?
No, I'm not surprised. To be honest, and I think we had discussed this. I think he's trying to act like Belichick. When you go in and you're trying to undercut or, in my opinion, disrespect your owner, the people who write your check, the people who pay you, that's going to always be a problem.
Right.
And like, they gave the what's the guy that they just gave the what's his name?
The GM?
Yeah, the GM that came from
Grant
Carthon that came from San Francisco. Like, yes. I don't think that he was okay with him being able or maybe being told, hey, this is what we're going to do for next season. He's going to be in control. You're going to answer to him. And that's that Belichick shit. He didn't want to answer to anybody. I think he wanted a little more control. And we see where that control got you. Now, I do have a friend. We used to go to middle school, junior high school together. And she was among the people who were like,
you and Amy Adams Strunk?
No, her name's Latrice Reedy.
Oh.
And Latrice often talks about the Titans. And she was one of those people that were pretty much like Vrabel needed to go because they're bringing in, these coaches now who want to develop and work with Will Levis. But her issue is, why didn't they have a coach to want to work with Malik Willis and train him to be a better quarterback? Because I do think if Malik Willis had a better coach or a coach who really wanted to help him develop, he may be a little bit better than what he is. Because as of now, he's used goods. But she was kind of okay with the hire because she wasn't a friend of Vrabel, simply because she didn't think Vrabel did enough to develop players.
Mike, Malik Willis is trash.
You get her point, though. It's a good point, though.
No, it's a great point. But if you hinging your bets on developing Malik Willis to keep your job, you're gonna stay on unemployment.
I mean, but then again,
got a lot of opportunities.
You never know what you have until you let them. I mean, he did get the opportunity, but I don't think he was trained. You look at Jordan Love. Everybody was ready to throw Jordan Love into the trash compactor because he sat behind petty-ass Lyron Rodgers for so long. And then when he got in the games, he really didn't have the rhythm. He didn't look as good, but he didn't look as bad when he was given the opportunity to play. But this year, when it was fully his team, when he had the opportunity to be trained and coached the correct way, he beat the Cowboys.
Your dog is saying Malik trash. That's what the dog said. The dog said, no, Malik ain't that. Right. The dogs are like, Malik ain't that one.
That's CJ,
no
guys.
disrespect to Malik, but the offense that he ran at Liberty was not conducive to an NFL offense, and he needs time to develop. He needs to be on somebody's practice squad for a couple of years, and then move his way up to scout quarterback and then backup quarterback, and then like to take him in the third round and to throw him out there was malpractice on the GM and the coach. Now, to Tasha's point, I just want to elaborate on this before we move on to the Titans coaching hire. Diana Rossini, the NFL Insider reporter, she wrote a scathing article on the split between Amy Adams Strunk, Mike Vrabel, and the Titans. Basically, what happened was when Mike Vrabel learned that Rand Carthon was going to be the GM, he went to Amy Adams Strunk and said, no, I don't think he's going to be good for the job. He needs to be assistant GM. I want my guy to be GM because the guy was in his pocket and he would still keep control with the figurehead GM in place. Amy Adams Strunk, like most women, was like, FYM. You know what I'm saying? It was like FYM. And that started a wedge between them. Also, when he went to New England and got his red jacket to go in the New England Hall of Fame, how he went on there and started blasting the Titans with stray bullets, talking about, y'all don't take this for granted, New England. This is how an organization is supposed to run. It's not like this everywhere. Okay. Go to your ex's birthday party tomorrow, Mike, and you tell all her friends and family, hey, appreciate the people you got in your life when you got them, because it ain't like this everywhere, and see what Stacey say to you.
He gonna be trying to swipe that key card to the house and it.
No. I'm gonna get a knock at the door, and he gonna have about 4 suitcases. Like, bruh, I just need a place for a couple of days.
Can we make a small play area for Raya over here when I get her every other weekend?
Right now, if I get her every other weekend, Mike, you can go and do whatever you got. You got a babysitter. You know that's my world right there. Now let me bring it back to why he wasn't hired. The reason why I brought that up was, Mike, you're a manager. If you got a candidate, I don't care what color, race, or sex that person is. If you read through their file and you realize the reason why they got fired from their last job was because they tried to get their boss fired, you're gonna have some pause on that. Like,
no, not today.
So imagine a GM interviewing Mike Vrabel, and the owner is already talking to Amy Adams Strunk. Hell, it ain't but 32 of them. You don't think they don't talk on the back channels? So what happened with you and Mike? This is what happened. So now there's a GM like, you want me to hire you?
Let me tell you what that tried to do to me. That's what she said.
Right. Then she did her line of coke. She was like, let me tell you what. You know, rich people don't smoke weed. Let's see. Melanie says, again, I say, how can you blame the turkey for not being done if you didn't fully cook it? Ooh.
Again, and that's kind of what Latrice was saying. I tried to pull it up this morning, but y'all know I hate Facebook. You know, Facebook's algorithm.
Right.
She probably could have wrote that shit 2 weeks ago, and it's just now popped up yesterday, and I couldn't find it. But that was her point. It's not that she was just like, oh, put Malik in over Will Levis. It's the fact that you drafted him, but you never really tried to develop him, because what were they trying to do for the longest? Push Tannehill out there. Tannehill was the guy. I think if it was left up to Mike Vrabel, they would have re-signed Tannehill, and he would have probably been there another 3 to 5 years.
I agree. And but
you have to. I mean, it's the NFL, right? So like a lot of these coaches are just drafting and hoping that you can be agile enough that you can bend to their form or method.
Right.
I mean, you got to look at the Rams. They got rid of Goff because he couldn't do that. Like they're like, we're not in the business of developing quarterbacks. Let's go ahead and take a quarterback that we know plays our system, Stafford, that can do it right away.
That's a great point.
And it even goes back to Saban, because look at how Saban was trying to coach old Lank out there. But he even benched him. And then I think at that point when he benched old Lank.
Oh, let a naysayer know.
Yeah, I think when he benched old Lank and he saw how bad they played against South Florida, he says, wait a minute, I'm going to have to change and coach games around Milroe's talents.
Right.
But in the NFL, they're not going to do that. They want you to conform to their systems. And I think, like you said, they drafted him in the 3rd round and was just like, oh, we're going to put him out here. No, you saw what he ran at Liberty. He was not NFL ready. He needed to be coached, and they didn't want to coach him. That's my opinion.
And he did not fit the system. It was just a bad fit. Like, you don't take a shotgun quarterback and put him in a exotic smash mouth offense. He's not used to going under center. He's not used to doing play action because his back is never to the defense.
Right. I mean,
so when you got his back turned to the defense and he turns around, he's not making reads. He's running.
Right. I mean, even like if you take a Vince Young who 50-50, you know, didn't necessarily want to coach to Vince Young's strength. The only thing they did for Vince Young was change his throwing motion. But we know he's slang that thing that way.
Now it's popular to do that now.
Right, now it's popular. But that's the only thing they did was change his throwing motion.
Right.
I mean, it's a pro-style offense. People gotta know, like, it's called pro for a reason. Like,
But to Mike's point, you're absolutely right. They're gonna, if you can't bend into what the coach is trying to do schematically, they're gonna just get rid of you. They like with golf. They shipped him off, and their golf found a system that better suits his skill set, and he's finding success. Hell, he even eliminated the Rams.
Look at Baker Mayfield.
Excellent point. Baker Mayfield has basically reinvented himself in Tampa, and I think he's earned the right to be their starting quarterback. Give that man his 5 years.
I mean, I even had him in as comeback player of the year.
I'm with you on that. Baker showed me a lot last week in Detroit. That boy is tough, and he can do the. You know what I'm saying? He can do the you know, if you can do all that, you can escape the pocket. All right, Mike. Now, Since 1999, when the Titans showed up on Tennessee's doorstep in Nashville, the Titans have had a defensive, run-first oriented approach. Well, now they move away from that with Brian Callahan, the OC for the Cincinnati Bengals the last 5 years, played with Joe Burrow, developed him. He will be calling plays for Tennessee. How do you like this pivot? Do you like this pivot to an offensive-minded approach for the Titans?
Yeah, I love this pivot. I think it's definitely time for the Titans to actually be an offensive team. You have to look like historically they have good talent there, and good talent stops by, but they only stop by for 1 or 2 years, and then they go out somewhere like, oh, okay, y'all just run the ball.
Right.
Like,
right. And
no,
if I started listing off the names, I'd get mad right now on the screen. So
yeah.
just Google that, what Mike is telling you about, because I don't want to get into AJ Brown and Javon Curse and to Long, the linebacker who led the league in tackles this year after we let him go, said he wasn't no good. Let me not do that. Mike, what's our expectation for the Titans then? Like, we're in full rebuild mode now. You got a second-year GM who's really on first year without Vrabel. You got a first-year coach. What should be a successful season for the Titans? Just improvement, just more scoring. Like, what are you seeing there for us?
Man, I hope. I mean, I love me some draft picks. I think that it's a lot more development. Like, let's just get the playbooks down. Let's get the mindset right this year. I don't have any expectations as far as like going to the playoffs. That's definitely not an expectation. I'm more of like off the record. Like, let's talk about mindset. Are they playing hard? Are they playing tough games? Like, let's get that going. I'm ready for the next draft season, and let's see how they do after that. After that, then I would say playoffs. I would say 2 years playoffs.
Tasha, the Houston Texans have basically reset the bar for rookie success with a rookie quarterback and a first-time coach. Does that put added pressure on Brian Callahan and Rand Carthon to knock this out the park this spring with the draft and free agency? Because Houston did it. They went from worst to first.
But they got, what's his name? Will Anderson.
Yes.
They got key pieces. And
Yes.
you had a coach who we knew could actually coach, and he built the proper staff around him. I'm not going to necessarily say they put the blueprint. They had players already in place. They just needed proper coaching.
Okay,
the Titans,
right.
Not so much.
Right. Okay. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. Now, in his introductory press conference on Thursday, Callahan was asked about Derrick Henry. Mike, let's start with you. If you're Derrick Henry, does a change to an offensive style coach change your mind or give you any credence to want to come back to Tennessee?
No. He's trying to win now. He ain't trying to wait no 5 years. Like, no, man, he's gone.
Right. He is a running back. Let's not forget. Now, he has lasted longer, but yeah, what Mike said.
Yep. He ain't going back.
The king is coming home.
You might as well go on and get that Dallas or that Baltimore jersey ready.
The king is coming home. We got the most cap space.
Put you some purple stones or a blue star on that crown.
If we keeping this right here, right now.
He'd have to pay him, because it's pretty much at a point.
How do you feel about the new coach, Unc? I agree with Mike. I like to change the philosophy to an offensive-minded coach, to an approach to kind of get into the 21st century. I like that. Now, let's see what he does with his staff. But I'm using Houston as a reason to not totally shut the door on Tennessee, especially if they can offer you the most money, because you enjoyed your greatest success there. The team knows how to use you there. And if the team can improve, if he has 2 or 3 more years left in his window, Mike said year 2, make the playoffs. Once you make the playoffs, anything can go. Get that man a 2-year deal, see if he can go that way. I'm more, if I had to bet, I would say it's 80% no that he will return. Yeah. But hey, I'm gonna leave that 20% open.
That's what I'm saying. It's gonna come down to does he want a ring or does he want more money?
Right.
Let's see.
We got the money, and we put that ring on the finger. Like I said, I'm taking the Houston approach. All you need is a couple of good bounces. Hell, they lost 7 games by less than a touchdown. So, like to Tasha's point, with some proper coaching and some proper development and keeping your talent that you signed, the good talent, I think the Tennessee can get right back. I mean, it wasn't that long ago when they were running the AFC South. But Derek, I'm treating you like I'm treating the Harbaugh thing. Of course, I want you to stay, but I understand that you've done everything you can do in one place and you want to go somewhere else and find success and win a Super Bowl. I can't be mad at that. Now, this is a Michigan statement here. He says, "I'm scared of change because we've always been known for our running back, but I'm here for it." That's what I'm hearing from a lot of Michigan fans on the blogs and the fan chats. They're scared of change. Like they're thinking automatically if it's not Harbaugh, it's going to be the Rich Rod era again. Let's let it play out, Kenny, man. Now with the Titans, we don't have as far a cliff to fall off of than Michigan does. So we'll see. Mike, why are you laughing?
Because you said Rich Rod. I hate that. It just puts me back to just like disgust. I don't know.
Well,
wait a minute, Steve. You still on here? Check your DMs.
Oh, it's going down in the DMs, huh? Oh, but she get a DM, but you throw all my stuff up on the screen for the world to see. Okay, that's how we work.
You know all what? Right. I'm not gonna go there because we still gonna get to this segment about Dallas. Mike,
I don't want to talk about Dallas now. I want to get to the championship game
today because it won't be relevant next week. We talking about it today.
On what week in any calendar is the Cowboys not relevant?
No, this is hot, and we get into it. If you bring one more thing up and don't bring up these Cowboys, I'm going
look, y'all, damn it, the Cowboys. Look, the people want the Cowboys, huh? You want to slam, Gina? Huh? You want to slam? You want me to roll up these sleeves? All right. So this week, there's been some family feuding going on, and ain't been no Steve Harvey nowhere to be found. Mike, put that popcorn up. It's too early for popcorn. All that butter, you don't want that butter settling in your spirit. All right. So you got, after the debacle that was the wild card round a couple of weeks ago, you got CeeDee Lamb's mama coming out talking about Dak is trash and that she'd rather him play in Houston.
Dak ain't it.
That Dak ain't it, and that he should play in Houston, CeeDee Lamb in Houston with CJ Stroud, who ain't had but 1 year under his belt, ain't won nothing. Let me digress.
What Dak done won? What Dak done won?
Huh?
What Dak? Now, this ain't no clanger slander. Now, let's just get this straight. But what has Dak won?
He's won playoff games. He's won division titles. Well, CJ Stroud won a division title this year, too. But that's because of the Titans. If we didn't knock off the Jaguars, his ass wouldn't have been no division title. Let me get to the point. So now Michael Parsons' brother, Tyrell, or whatever his name was.
Terrence
Parsons
Jr.
He's coming after Dak and talking about that, Dak ain't it, and they need to get. And then Dak's brother Tad says, "Hell, we've been wanting Dak to get the hell out of Dallas because y'all are some ingrates and some inbreds, and now we got all of this fighting, not just fighting, but we got fighting amongst the top players on the team, the supposed to be leaders: CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott, Michael Parsons. Those are the three names synonymous with the Cowboys. But here's my problem, and I'm gonna go on my rant, and then y'all could just have this." I've always been a staunch defender and supporter of one Jerry Jones, but Jerry, this is on you, you old bastard. Look, when they were talking about Brock Purdy during that 49ers 3-game slide early this year when they was losing to the likes of Cleveland with no Deshaun Watson and he was struggling without Deebo Samuel, his team came to his defense and said, "No, Brock Purdy's our guy. No, Brock Purdy's our guy. Brock Purdy's our guy." Hell, even after Tannehill went to bed against Cincinnati in the 2021 playoffs, and we knew he cost the game, the team, the coaches came out in support of their leader, of their quarterback. The team has been silent on this Dak issue. The owner has been silent on this Dak issue. It's been on First Take, Get Up, Lay Down, Nap Time. It's been on all the radio shows, all the TV shows. And Jerry, who's never been afraid of a microphone, has gone eerily dark. Now, we know that Jerry told Dak when they signed that extension that, "Oh, you fleeced me on this one." Well, what you signed him for? Okay. Dak had leverage. He used it. You thought he was going to cave. He didn't. You paid the man. You paid him. You paid him. That's on you, bro. I ain't turning down no $100 million. And he's about to come up for renewal again. He's $59 million against the cap with a no-trade clause. What you gonna do, Dallas? You
Yeah.
gonna take that $59 million hit and blow up your team?
Well,
Or
you
gonna
heard
give him
what you heard
extension?
what Junior said. Junior said, "Dak, take that player-friendly 40 mil."
Now look, yes, mama, inbreds. I'm sick of it. Now, Jerry, this is on you. This is why the team doesn't win. Now, I've defended you, bro, and I forgave you, bro, for 26 years of futility. But no, this one's on you, Jerry. You the mouthpiece of the team. You come out and say, no, we stand behind Dak. Dak is our quarterback. The defense gave up 40 points. Even if you take away the pick six, they still gave up damn near 40 points. The defense didn't show up, Michael, while your brother talking about Dak is trash. Dak had all-pro numbers. He was in the MVP conversation if you look at his numbers. CeeDee Lamb had a career year with Dak throwing him the ball. You want to go to Tennessee and let Mayo Man throw you the ball? You want to go to Arizona and let Kyler Murray throw you the ball? You got it good, bruh. You got it good. And you was dropping passes in that game too, damn it. So
That's
why, like,
true.
all of this Dak hating? Where you at, Langston? Somebody wake Langston up. Somebody tag him in the comments.
Now you know Langston's a new dad. Langston's son is changing.
Oh, that's right. You got to
diapers
sleep
for
when the baby
babies
sleep
now.
when they that age. So maybe he sleep with the baby. But Mike, you got to understand my frustration. Like, why aren't y'all standing behind y'all quarterback? If you don't want me, what Fantasia say? If you don't want me, then don't talk to me. Go ahead and free yourself.
Yeah, I definitely will. I mean, Jerry Jones, I'm surprised more of the Jerry Jones not talking about it, because usually he would have been like, well, Dallas fans are going to say what they want to say, and Dallas fans
Mike,
are
you know
just
what he would have
emotional.
said? Mike, you know what he would have said? Like he's always saying, yeah, Dak is our guy.
Yeah.
At least that.
He
At
ain't
least
said
that. Like,
Yeah.
and shouts out to Shamika Nicole, a Cowboys fan, checking in. Her ears must have been burning. And I would like to get her thoughts on it as well, because I see like the Cowboy chatter that goes on. If you don't want Dak, oh, wait a minute. She says, I'll speak for Langston. We should say Dak is Stiana, I love you like I love my mama's fried corn and her biscuits and gravy. But you calling Dak trash, then what does that make Russell Wilson? Let me not do that. Let me not do that. You would take Dak over Russell Wilson.
Russell got some rings though.
No, ring. Remember that second one? Now, Mike, if Dak threw that interception against the New England, he'd be out of a job. They ran him to the CFL. So why do you hate it? Like, why do you hate him? She says he's not gonna say it either. He's sure not, Mama. He's not. Why do y'all hate Dak? Tasha, why do they hate Dak? Mike, somebody, why do you hate Dak?
My issues stem deeper than that.
Right,
but I can tell you one thing why they do hate Dak is because they feel like Jerry opened up the bank, backed up the Brinks truck to give this man this money, and he's not performing, which in that game, it was a team F up. Like you said, the defense wasn't defensive. The offense wasn't offensive. My issue is when you have all of these family members, and somebody said this, and even when I was reading this, I was like, they sitting at the table talking. When you have these family members putting all this information out there, that is stuff that they have discussed. And they are speaking, like you look at, remember, what's his name? What's his name? OBJ, when he was in Cleveland.
Talking about Baker.
A whole highlight reel.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Out
He
there.
was Sports Center not top 10 on Baker. Right.
When you have family members speaking like that, in my opinion, they're speaking for you.
Oh, they were told that information. You know that was pillow talk.
Micah is the only one that came up and kind of gave a tap dance answer. And see, this is where Paul got mad at me, because I said, "Is Micah done a podcast?" There really wasn't shade. It was because Micah does a podcast, and I was interested into seeing or hearing what he had to say about that whole situation. But I understand.
Right. I was just hating too. I was just hating because your team was still in it.
But his brother pretty much told us what. That's why it wasn't no podcast.
Now, to Shamika Nicole's point, she says, and ain't paid and dividend. This is my problem with the Cowboys, Mike, and Cowboys fans. This is where I will give you a little bit of window open when you say you blame the fans. And I'm guilty of this as well, Shamika, so I'm not picking on you. I'll do this as well. we talking about Dak ain't paid that dividend. Like we Alabama. Like we done won 4 of the last 6. We ain't won no Super Bowl. No, I can't see no damn Cowboys in no Super Bowl.
Right.
So like this has been systemic. Like to just blame Dak. What? Well, whose fault was
It's
it?
been like that though. Like they did the same thing with Romo. Romo would have MVP numbers, then be like, "Oh, Romo, he's the problem." Blah blah. Like,
but Romo was made of glass. I wasn't a fan of Romo because he got too much, and he was made of paper mache like Derrick Rose's knees, and I didn't like all of that. But I think when it comes to Dak, they got to steal. Let's just put this out there. They got to steal when they got Dak in that 4th round because they didn't think he was going to be no count. Then he came out and he started showing play, which I think he plays better and has played better than Romo ever has. I think when Cowboy fans and when Jerry, when all of them saw that Dak had the promise, had the hope, and he did perform, now it's starting to make people angry. We put you up here. Right. We did the circle of life. We called you Simba. But you're still not giving us numbers or giving us not numbers because he's putting the numbers up because he was in the MVP race. You're not giving us the wins when they count. And it's not, again, it's not just Dak. It's the whole team. Here I am, tweeting and Facebook and CD Lamb. That's it. I ain't never liked CD Lamb because he went to OU. Sorry to my OU family. I didn't like CD because he went to OU, but this season I started watching CD Lamb and fell in love with CD Lamb. CD Lamb disappointed me. He disappointed me. He got a catch and did a little something in the game, but the team overall was cabbage. Evelyn?
Now Shamika says, "Sir, it ain't just that, but he is a catalyst. He's the quarterback of the team. Mm-hmm. However, they led the league in scoring this year. He had a gazillion touchdowns." Yes,
but he
failed when it mattered. Go ahead, Mike. Jump in.
He doesn't perform when it counts. The whole team, as a matter of fact, they don't.
Well, that's why the Cowboys fans they keep going off of like full numbers. So like the big thing that I keep hearing is the NFC Championship, and they're saying, "Well, Goff went to 2 on 2 different teams. How come Dak can't even get to 1?" I think that's kind of the biggest thing. Mm-hmm. But to everyone's point, it's the team. Like it's not just Dak. Like I think that's where the biggest problem is like they're just letting all this hate just live on Dak.
Now, Carlos, I know he is one of the biggest Cowboy haters this country has ever seen. Don't you start today, Carlos. I'm gonna send a goon out there to fight you because I ain't fighting no 6'5", 240-pound former football player. I ain't with that smoke. But I'm gonna send somebody out there to fight you. He said Justin Brian Callahan is getting rid of Mike Vrabel's old staff. Look. Okay, and I'll get back to that, but she says only at home. The Cowboys have been doing this for now generations. This is a generational curse. And yes, Dak came up small in that game. He has. But my thing is, why is the team not standing behind him? And if you don't want him, why you keep re-signing him?
Who you gonna get? Let's look. Who is available that could get you to the not say get you to the point because Dak is getting them there. Who else are you going to get that's going to get them over? They were calling for Trey Bay. They were calling for Trey Lance,
who couldn't beat out Brock Purdy. Come on, man. Trey Lance is a Rooney Rule quarterback. He said to fulfill a quota. He ain't no. And
he set the quota on both sides.
Stop it. Now she says, and then you lost the most important game at home. Yes. The loss hurts.
They do it all the time.
But the thing is,
Super Gremlin.
Hold on. But the thing is, the Cowboys ain't the only team that's had a Super Bowl drought. So is San Francisco. Who's following? Who's blaming?
Here you go.
No. You wanted to talk Cowboys. I want to talk 49.
White man brain rocking Marciano out their mouth. Rocking Marciano. That's day one.
What is the difference is what I'm saying is that, look, y'all's drought has been really technically a year longer than the Cowboys. Y'all won in 94, we won in 95, and then it ain't either one team won since. But what I'm saying is I'm speaking to the state of Cowboy fans and the Cowboy support system. San Francisco will stand behind their quarterback. Shanahan will get out there and say, I don't give a damn what y'all say. Brock Purdy's our quarterback. I don't care where we drafted him. We invested in him so much, we got rid of his competition. and chipped him off. So Brock ain't looking over his shoulder every time he throw a pick. With Dallas, they're always trying to upgrade. They're always trying to mess with his head, to say, oh, he ain't this, he ain't that. Well, get rid of him.
I mean, and the thing is, the 49er fan base.
Stop it, Kenny. Keep going, Tasha.
We're obnoxious when we need to be. The Cowboy fan base is obnoxious for no reason. Like, no reason whatsoever. Y'all lose and y'all still out here talking about we them boys. We lose.
We are them boys.
No, y'all ain't. No, y'all ain't.
Hold up. We making noise. Hold up.
No.
When the 49ers are bad, when they first took over, and the Yorks, the sister husband took over, and we was in the deep decline. Y'all didn't hear me say nothing, but damn, I was sad as hell.
49er fans are as annoying as Cowboy fans.
See, I take back my DM.
Mike, agree or disagree, Mike?
Oh yeah, totally agree. Come on, man.
Y'all can't be annoyed by us because we everywhere. Like they put that bullshit.
Y'all are annoying.
They put that BS stuff up. Talk about people who going for the Lions, and it's the whole country.
It is the whole country.
California, man. We everywhere. You saw what happened when we came down to Dallas. We called it Levi South. You saw what happened when they played the Steelers. We was all in Heinz Field.
We saw what happened when y'all played the Eagles in the league last year.
But I still wore my 49er shirt up under my tight.
They didn't have their speaker with them.
What about last January? 44-0.
It don't matter. We everywhere, boss. We everywhere.
Y'all ain't COVID.
We everywhere.
Now Carlos is like, yeah, but no other fans say they're winning a championship when they are
Carlos.
trash. The fans deserve it, not the team. Hold on, Carlos.
Claro.
Hold on, Carlos. Now put the baby away because I don't take me off speakerphone right now when I address you on this. Now hold on. Wait a minute. When the Cowboys been trashed, they had 12 win seasons the last 3 years. When it's been trashed. When have the Cowboys missed the playoffs? Mike, don't do that. Don't do it.
Siempre basura when it counts. They always trash when it counts.
No. But is that trash?
Yeah.
Then the 49ers are trash.
What's the whole purpose of winning? Putting these numbers up. You got MVP considerations, but when you really need to win, you can't never pull the trigger.
How many Pro Bowls have y'all
trying to figure it down? The other team coming in with the bounce.
How does Tasha have money down all on her hands, calling me a thief? The bat exploded on you too. Your team has been just as futile and let me explain something.
But no, we have won better quality games. We ain't won the big one. Ain't neither one of us won. Only person that done won the big one is Mike. We ain't won the big one.
Damn you, Mike. I'm sick of you not having to be in this conversation.
But we've won better quality games. At least we pinched the bitch. Y'all got shot in the pinky toe.
Mama said, "Don't start no ifs with them lines, Tasha May." She used your middle name. Don't start.
She said Tasha May.
Right. That's how
Sorry, Mama.
Now, yeah, Carlos, they used to be the 8-8 champs every year, and we still gonna say them boys. But let me tell y'all like this. And Mike, I hate for you to catch a stray right here. I really do. But Mike will catch a stray right here because I want to prove a point. It was 26 years between championships for the University of Michigan. Now, I'm going to leave Tasha out of this. But as for me and Mike and our household, we was like, we going to the chip. We're going to beat Ohio. We're going to do all of that. 2021, we're going to win it all. 2022, we're going to whoop that ass. 2023, we got it done. But you couldn't tell me and Mike that Michigan wasn't about that business, boss, even during the drought.
But you know who told y'all up until this season that Michigan wasn't it?
Well, who told you this? Mike, are we ready to pull out our secret missile?
I said up until this season.
Mike, I'm giving you eye contact, Mike. Do I pull out the secret missile?
No, you know, leaving your brain at the training. How I said the other seasons that I did not necessarily think that they could do it.
Mike, I'm mad at you for not letting me fire off.
Because I think Mike kind of knows where I'm going with this. Even though I was a naysayer simply because I didn't like the way we're performing. I was hoping and praying, but this team was different. But those past few seasons, I didn't think Michigan could do it. I just didn't.
I mean, technically, you didn't think this season was going to be it either.
Right. Again.
So does that make you delusional or us delusional?
This season was based off of because I wanted them to beat teams like Steve Spurrier, Florida Gators. That was my reason. The past seasons, I just didn't think we had it in us. This season, they were winning and I was happy, but I'm like, why the score ain't 56-4? Like, that's me.
We got a question for you in the comments right here. I'm going to read it out loud. If the 49ers are any better, please tell me why they haven't won a Super Bowl since.
First of all, Langston, the baby crying, Langston. Again,
no,
as I keep trying to tell y'all, we may have not won the Super Bowl, but we have won better and more quality games than them cow bitches have in these last 80 damn years. We have won more. We have been in NFC championship games. We have gone to Super Bowls.
And you blew a 10-point lead with 5 minutes left to go in the game. That's called a choke job.
That us from actually going to the big game. Y'all ain't never been there. Don't make me pull up Super Gremlin. We came in y'all stadium as the underdogs and kicked y'all asses. Don't give me that.
Mike, what happened next week?
Y'all, the cow bitches are weak when they supposed to be strong. That's a weak ass team and franchise. I said it. Y'all weak.
And your drive.
Y'all weak. Y'all weak. Y'all are weak. Y'all do not have any quality games in the playoffs. Give me a quality game in the playoffs. Y'all had first round buys and went out because y'all garbage. We ain't garbage, but when we are garbage, we say we garbage. Y'all garbage and want to say we winning the Super Bowl.
Who remember the Super Bowl loser?
I do. Y'all ain't been one for nobody to remember y'all. Y'all ain't been to one for anybody to remember that y'all lost the hoe. Let's start there.
Nobody, look, 2 is not a winner, and 3, nobody.
Let's start there. Y'all ain't even been in one for anyone to forget that y'all lost it.
So who gets more smoke, Mike? Let's take this back to Michigan real quick. Who gets more smoke? Michigan for losing to TCU or Oklahoma State for not making the playoffs?
Who?
Michigan, when we lost to TCU, you said it's all about getting there. At least we got there. Whose season was more disappointing? Michigan losing to TCU or Oklahoma State that didn't make it?
Oh yeah, Michigan.
Yeah, y'all choked. Mama called it chokers.
Y'all don't even get the plate with the food on it to choke. Y'all don't even get the plate with the food. They give y'all an empty plate and a motherfucker, and a dang cuchara because y'all can't even get the food to choke on.
You wanted to talk Cowboys. Let's talk.
Y'all can't even get the food to choke on. Cinco Mida.
The bar is loser.
And y'all said it. The cow bitches set the loser bar every single year. Every single year.
Y'all doing like this, mom, right now.
Y'all gonna make my
it's coming out. It's trying to talk to me.
Make my lip palmer explode.
Now, Kenny said, check your inbox and play that video on the show. Kenny, look, don't get blocked. Don't get blocked. Don't be trying to help the enemy. Damn it.
Thank you, Kenny. See, Kenny and I be talking. She be talking.
You know she ain't
mm-hmm.
Mike. Let's ask, because Mike got sense. Mike is sensible. Mike is measured. Mike is calculated in his responses. Mike, are they in the same category, the 49ers and the Cowboys?
Absolutely. I do see what Tasha's saying. She's saying at least we've been to the Super Bowl, but then at the same time, you could say that for the Cincinnati Bengals. Like, yes. Are you the Cincinnati Bengals? Like, what's going on?
My team get one Super Bowl since the 80s and the 90s, and he the aficionado on teams winning.
Mike, it's just like I got smoke for anybody who want to smoke because Michigan won the title this year. You got to hit the reset button on us.
And the Rangers won. Like, I'm over here.
Mike can talk crazy about Super Bowl because his team won it, 45 years ago? It was in
we got an invitation to the table. Y'all ain't even invited.
When the Lions put y'all out on Sunday, do you want to use a sick day next week? That's my question.
Yeah.
You want to use a sick day next week?
She's gonna be at the dog clinic.
Right. Even the dogs.
Look,
like,
that's
"Mama,
what
you
I'm
okay?"
looking at. My mama dog outside, and she was struggling a little bit. I was getting ready to get up, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
Now, Stiana's got your back. She says the 49ers are still playing,
Thank
so y'all
you.
can't be the same. No.
This time
No,
every
no, no,
year,
no, no, no,
y'all
no.
sitting at home. Every
Stiana.
year, y'all sitting at home this time.
And every year, y'all ain't in no
Every
parade
year,
either.
again, we are invited to the table. They make y'all sit in the back and
Now
come
look.
through the back door with
Now
an
look.
empty plate, send for meter, so you can't choke on the shit. You can't even choke on the food because you ain't got it.
Mike, this is what 49er fans try to do. They
We
want to be
got
on the
food on our
level of the
plate.
Cowboys,
We got
but they
food
don't
on our
want
plate.
to be judged by the same criteria.
We got
For
food on our
Dallas,
plate.
it is championship
We got-
or bust.
We got
For
food
San
on our
Francisco,
plate.
it's
But
well,
y'all
we gonna get to the
always
Super Bowl.
bust.
Well, we
Y'all
made it to the
always
AFC
bust.
championship game.
But y'all
No.
always bust. But y'all always
minute.
bust.
Is
Ain't
the
no
championship or
championship.
bust in
Y'all
San
always
Francisco?
bust. But y'all bust. But y'all bust.
Is
But
it
y'all
championship
bust.
or
But
bust in
y'all
San
We're gonna have
bust.
to agree to
But
disagree.
y'all
Let's
bust.
do the picks.
But y'all bust.
Steve,
Y'all bust.
right. She said, now look, we got a reverend on here. Her spirit done got right. Come on, hello, and good morning, Reverend Woodard. You need to throw some holy water on Tasha because she been acting crazy.
And you need to take a couple of tips because your whole cowboy spirit is tainted because y'all think it's the same. It's not. It's not. Y'all got an empty plate. We got a plate full of food to choke on. Y'all licking the plate.
Look, if you want to be mentioned in the likes of the great Cowboys, you got to be championship.
But we got our own rich history.
Oh,
we
no.
have our own rich history. We don't need to ride no blue star tailcoat. We got our own
Y'all are
history.
the pimps. The Cowboys is Gladys Knight.
We got our own rich history.
Y'all are the dude that sing Banks and Boys to Men.
Owners and players. Thank
Mike,
you.
Let's go. Mike, let's get to these games. All right. Now we got Championship Sunday where Tasha will once again come on slithering on here next week talking about what could have been. So let's start in the AFC.
I'm going to tell you now, Lamar and the 49ers, like I told y'all at the beginning of the season, I said 49ers versus any and everybody. 49ers and Lamar, I'm already calling it. I don't need to put my picks out there.
I got two words in response to that.
Game.
Like Christmas night in the Bay, 44-6, Baltimore. That's just gonna be a repeat.
Yeah.
Mike. All right, let's do a tell of the tape real quick. We got Baltimore versus Kansas City. We got two of the top scoring defenses versus two of the top quarterbacks in the AFC. Let's do a quick tell of the tape. Who has the coaching edge? You going with John Harbaugh or Andy Reid?
Man, that's a tough one. Man, I think they're pretty equal as far as coaching talent.
Right.
I think Andy Reid's been kind of tired of Mahomes and his team, so I'm gonna go with Harbaugh on this one.
Okay, yeah. Tasha, you like Reid?
I'm going with Harbaugh because I think Reid is only as good as his players around him.
Okay, all right. Next up, Jackson or Mahomes? Who gets the edge on Sunday?
Jackson.
Mike? Jackson. Okay. All right. Weapons. Who has the better weapons? By weapons, I mean running backs, receivers, tight ends. Baltimore's weapons or KC's weapons?
Baltimore.
Come on now.
Ain't got nobody but Kelsey, and he just showed up last week.
Yeah, you got to go Ravens.
Reverend Woodard, I will tell you what all the fuss is about, but we want to spare your Christian ears because you got that lifeline to the Lord. Mama says Baltimore. She's like, what y'all hooting and hollering about? All right.
The Chiefs have one player, and that's it.
You got Baltimore, right? Mike?
Yeah, I got Baltimore. Chiefs only have Pacheco, and that's if he shows up too.
They got a Hall of Fame tight end.
Stop it.
Didn't he just put work on y'all Buffalo Bills last week?
He just showed the whole season. He just showed up. Well, I guess he did show up when it counted. He just showed up last week. We don't know what's going to happen this week.
Right. It should be a barn burner, though. I am really looking forward to that one. All right. I'm going with Baltimore as well. Detroit at San Francisco. Mike, 49ers are a 7-point home favorite. Mm-hmm. Now, Deebo Samuel has been cleared to play, said he will fully participate. Now, Mike, this is a matchup that's just tailor-made for you. Two of the most physical teams in the league. San Francisco leads the NFL in yards after contact. Detroit leads the league in fewest yards allowed after contact. So we got a matchup of the immovable object versus the irresistible force. Coaching, Dan Campbell or Kyle Shanahan, Mike?
I'm going to go Shanahan. on this one, just because he's had a little bit more experience than Campbell.
Losing experience, he ain't got no chip.
You always trying to start another fight.
He ain't got no chip. Man ain't got no chip or no dip.
He still has more experience.
Okay. All right. Okay.
And I heard that.
Well, Reed had more experience than Harbaugh, but I'm gonna digress. All right. So we know she's going with Shanahan. All right. Quarterback, Jared Goff or Brock Purdy both played excellent last week.
Oh, you know I'm going for Purdy because I even tweeted a long time ago, Goff ain't it. And that was weeks ago because that's why I'm giving the 49ers edge, not having Debo, to be honest. Even though he's back, he's not there to me. And that scares me because I don't think
struggled on the road this season. He's a much different quarterback on the road. And this is
I don't think he's healthy. But I tweeted that and put it on Facebook weeks ago that Goff wasn't it. Although I think Goff is comparable, and I really hate that it's coming down to the Lions and 49ers because, that's my backup NFC team because of the Honolulu Blues.
All jokes aside, that is true. Right.
I just think I think Goff would be the reason that they actually lose.
Ooh.
If that makes sense.
No, that makes sense.
Because Laporta is a beast. Then you got the other backup tight end.
Brown, you got the two-headed running back.
You got the Lions got a team now. They got a team.
Okay, well then, Mike, let's go with weapons then. Who has the better weapons?
No, I'm gonna go back to because you didn't ask me this one. I'm gonna go back to I got Goff. I got Goff as a better quarterback because you got Purdy. He's not that great either, and he's choked.
That is true.
His QBR is 86, and at least Goff's is like 112 or something like that as far as an average.
112. What the players dwell, the stats no cash, the Berkadale.
112.
Where I agree with Tasha that if they do lose a game, it might be because of Goff. But on the flip side, you could also see Purdy losing the 49ers game too. So.
Oh yeah, most
Purdy was on the road. It's almost like who's going to make the last mistake, the critical mistake late in that game, because both of these teams are evenly matched. When we went to weapons, y'all, I'll put question mark beside that. I wanted y'all to answer for me because you got Debo, Ayuk, Kittle, the CMC. Oh my God! On the other side, you got the two-headed monster of Montgomery and Diggs, the rookie. Gibbs, the rookie. You got St. Brown. You got Laporta. Like who wins the both teams are loaded. Who wins the weapons battle, Tasha?
The 49ers win the weapons battle simply because you have two potential MVP candidates on the offensive side. Like I said, Laporta bad. He got me so many fantasy points. Jesus.
He eliminated me from the playoffs, but keep going.
Jesus. But I'm going to always take my tight end over anybody. I'm definitely going to take my running back. With Debo being out,
Debo's playing. I just read that before the show.
Yeah, he's going to play.
I'm talking about with him when he was out in the season. That let us know what IU could actually do. And we got that other wide receiver that came in when Debo was out.
Jennings.
So Williams, Jennings. So I'm confident in what we have. And if Debo is truly injured and he's out, that is going to hurt us. But Purdy has won without Debo, but this is a different game. I don't know if, I'm still a firm believer that if Purdy wasn't hurt, I still think the Eagles would have won, but it would not have been, they wouldn't have got their ass kicked away.
Right, I agree on that. That was just not even a fair fight at that point,
So I'm just hoping the lights aren't too big because Goff is the better, more experienced quarterback, but I'm going to always put my money on my 49ers. I don't care who they play. It's always going to be me. Oh, man, I hope. The 49ers and
Lamar. Mike getting ready for that physical matchup. Look at I don't know
what I'm going to do when it's Lamar and us in the Lord have mercy. But I'm always going to be faithful. That's just
Mike weapons. Who wins the weapons battle?
This is tough because, like you said, they match up. I mean, I got to go with the Lions just because I think that Laporta is better than Kittle in this game.
That's a lie.
More consistent.
He's more consistent.
He's younger. Yeah. He's younger. Kittle 137 years old.
I know, and that's why I picked him.
But he catch that ball and get them yards when he need to be. But
he makes timely plays. He makes
Laporta is cold.
Yeah, Laporta is a problem. And the way they use him in that offense is like healthy-ish. So and do not sleep on Jahmyr Gibbs and David
Man,
Montgomery.
he quick. It's that 1-2 combo with Montgomery. He runs hard.
Because
Montgomery runs angry.
Because if
They're two physical teams.
McCaffrey goes out and Debo's not 100%, because Debo is technically our backup running back.
He's the backup everything. Like he does it all.
If Debo is not 100%, we're gonna be screwed if something happens to McCaffrey, because y'all know he's technically not 100%, but he's gonna go out there and play like his daddy did.
Now, Debo, can he resist the temptation of being as physical as he wants to be? Because that shoulder is what you lead in with to be physical, to break tackles, and it's giving him problems all year. Mike, you shaking your head.
No, I mean, they've said, I'm not a huge 49er fan, so I don't really follow them, but what I hear is that he doesn't know how to turn it off, and that's why he keeps getting injured.
And that's how he leaves out of a lot of games, because he is going to run your ass over, even if he knocks himself out. Okay, good point.
Because he like they say, when you have just
Sion is right. He's going all out if he plays.
Right. They list him. He is basically an athlete. Like that man name is Tyshawn Raekwon. That tell you all you need to know. And he's in South Carolina.
Right. I ain't fighting him because he can run with his shoes off. All right, Mike, who you got in this one?
And all right, so my tail of the tape. It comes down to the Lions need to get pressure on Purdy. One of the weakest spots of the Lions is their D-line. Surprisingly, because Aiden Hutchinson, but they only have Aiden Hutchinson. Right. So if the 49ers can double team him,
one rusher,
if the 49ers can double team him, then the Lions have no pressure on the quarterback, which in turn, Purdy goes out, right? So 49ers could win by 14 easy if they double team, or at least get a chip block on them.
And we also got to make sure Trent Williams stays healthy. He got hurt a couple of games ago. If Trent Williams goes out, it's over.
Yeah, with that being said, I got to stick to the Lions, though.
I'm going to go with the Lions because of my disdain. Because my disdain for San Francisco. I'm rooting so hard for the Honolulu Blue. So, like old Otis said at the ATM machine, somebody about to be mad as hell, boy. So next week, y'all come back and find out which one of us.
And what am I gonna say? They have to change it from bright red to blind as a bat red.
Aiden has 8 sacks in 3 games, so.
Hey,
y'all see what's going on?
San Fran is the problem. Shouts out to Tamika Dennis. She says, "Go Lions." Hey, Great Joe had to turn the heat down. Y'all smoke came through the phone. I love it. Yes, we get to the end of the road here with the football season. So, I'm gonna do a quick shout out to my nephew Carter Paul Coulter. He made straight A's on his report card. He showed me yesterday.
Good job.
I am so proud of him. Coaches really preach education. Great job, nephew.
There you go.
And he will be 10 on Friday. Mike, who you shouting out this week?
I'm gonna shout out Luka. I don't really talk about Luka because he done dropped 73.
73 points.
After every, Dallas area is always hard on their teams, and it doesn't stop at the Mavs either. They've been on him just because they were saying, like, you can't get mad because the fans calling him fat or whatnot. He then shows up the next day and drops 73. So shout out to Luka.
But you know what? When he walked in when they played the Suns and he had on his sweater and his pants, he looked slim. Maybe it's just
he did a great job on Inside the NBA. He did a really great job, Mike.
I think he just got mad. I think he got mad because of how much work he's been doing on his weight and trying to stay healthy. So when you got a fan talking to him like that, he's like, "Man, you don't know my life."
And the Suns and the Mavs got beef from the playoffs when the Mavs both raced them 2 years ago in the playoffs. So they got smoke already.
They had to do between Luka and Parquet Boy. What's his name?
Booker.
I had his name right on the tip of my the guy was with the Kardashians. Miles, my godson will be 16 on Tuesday. Happy birthday, Miles. Now, on a serious note here, Melanie says, please lift my sorrow friend, Dr. Tracy Walls, in prayer. There was a first-degree murder conviction in the death of her son this week from his death 2 years ago. He was an up-and-coming star football player who was killed during his junior year of high school. Even though she received justice, it's still not lessen the pain of her losing her son. She has another son that is a 4-star high school junior who already received 6 college football scholarships. Oregon, Tennessee, Michigan, to name a few. Our hearts and prayers go out, and we're sorry to hear that, Miss Taylor. Tasha, you want to close us out?
My shout out go to all mis gentes in República Dominicana.
All these what?
All my folks down here.
Okay. You gotta watch Tasha.
Yesterday was Dia Day Juan Pablo Duarte, he is considered the founder of the Dominican Republic Revolution. The celebration is actually Monday, but his birthday was on Friday. So shouts out and happy. I'm going to say happy. Feliz Dia de Juan Pablo Duarte.
And as we close the show, we're going to start an online petition for Michigan Michael James Hasso to be the new defensive coordinator at the University of Michigan. We're packing up the family and we're going to the AA, damn it. All right. So we're going to get that online, y'all. Get your votes in. Mike, get your tape ready. Get your interview ready. Got a suit with a coat?
Man, I stay ready.
Though, right?
I got it.
All right, let's make that happen. All right, until then, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy Championship Sunday. Now, y'all know it's going to be smoke on the show next week. Somebody is going to let somebody have it. Who will it be? Find out in 6 days and 23 hours. Until then,
go blue.
Go blue.
Vamos Azul.
All right, Michigan Mike. I mean, for real, the guy got some nice defensive concepts for you.